Today, we're going to talk about something which is very important in building a team. The most important ingredient is what Dato Sri always talks about, which is confront before conflict. Okay? Because many times you see networks break away. Okay, your downline breaks away and starts their own team. Your downline doesn't talk to you anymore. Why does that happen? Because it has reached a point of conflict. The reason why it breaks your network, because it has reached a point of conflict, because of the lack of confrontation. Now, if you don't confront, then you will have a little bit of feeling, and that feeling will grow very fast if he does another mistake. If he does another mistake, grow very fast. Does another mistake, grow very fast. Okay? Now, who's married here? Who's married? Okay, say Paul is married, okay? So Paul comes home one day, takes off his shirt, and throws on the floor. His wife comes and she's irritated. She doesn't say anything. She picks up the shirt, puts in the basket. Okay? Next day, same thing happens. Paul comes, takes off his shirt, put on the floor. The wife comes, sees the shirt. Now a little bit angry. Doesn't say anything. Picks up the shirt. And this happens a few times. One day, Paul comes home, takes off his shirt, puts on the floor, and she shouts. And Paul is confused. What happened? What did I do? Correct? But because of the lack of confrontation, it led to conflict until it exploded. You understand? And this happens in all the relationships that you have. True? Suddenly somebody shouts at you or doesn't talk to you, and you're confused. Why? What happened? What did I do? But it's many things that you did that the person didn't bring it up. Okay? Like Chief said yesterday, in Malaysia, in the Philippines, in Asia, we don't like to confront. We rather say, forget about it. But forget about it, that feeling is still inside. And the person does one small thing, that feeling grows bigger. It's like a volcano that is brewing. Okay? When it's about to explode, that person just says something wrong, the volcano can explode. And you are confused. What did I do? It's not what you did then, it's what you did all this period, and the person never spoke about it. You understand? So, this habit of confronting, you must do it very often. See, if you do it very rarely, it becomes difficult. But if you do it always, then it becomes easy. You understand? Now, a lot of people misunderstand that confrontation is a bad word. It doesn't have to be a bad word. And it doesn't have to be with anger or anything. It can be you can confront with love. So when I first started with my downlines, number 1, Intel, EXO, crew chief, once a week we meet just for a confrontation session. Once a week we meet, we sit down and we talk. Okay, I don't like this about you, then I don't like this, I don't like this, I want to confront you about this, I want to confront you about this, I want to confront. Everybody gets a turn. In the beginning, it was very difficult. Intel used to shout, crew chief used to shout, Intel used to throw the stone, crew chief would... But then after some time, it became easier and easier and easier and easier and easier. Now it's like a normal thing. We talk, hey bro, why you didn't wear black shoe? Why your shoe like that? Why is that? You understand? Many people think that when you confront, it is with anger. That is totally wrong. You can do it with love. I just confronted her. Correct? There was no anger at all. Okay? Now, the big question. Can I confront my upline? Can I confront my boss? Now, you can confront your upline, but like Chief said, do it respectfully and privately. Right? For example, all of you are my downlines and he is my upline. I won't confront him in front of all of you. It's a form of de-edification. Correct? Now, I worked in a job before and I confront my boss also. But I go to his office, boss, can I talk to you? Close the door and talk to him. Boss, I just want to say how I feel. You know, that day, you shouted at me in front of my staff. I felt very bad. I think you were wrong in doing that. I just want to tell you that. Is something wrong with that? That's confrontation. You know? Have I confronted Dato Sri? Yes, but only between me and him. Nobody else knows. You know, sometimes he goes on stage and says something. After he comes down, I said, Dato Sri, you should not have said this. It was very wrong. You know? And we always confront him. Me, Adli, David, Chief. Like sometimes Dato Sri said, today I'm going to wear the Indian traditional suit and go on stage. I said, don't Dato Sri, wear a neutral one because we have downlines from Africa, downlines from the Middle East. We are not an Indian company. He said, okay. Then he wears a suit and goes. Was that confrontation? Did I confront him? Yes, but nobody knows. Now you know. You know? But between me and him, I tell him, and he decides whether he accepts my confrontation or not. You understand? But if I don't say anything and keep quiet, there will always be that little bit of feeling. And that feeling will grow. In confrontation also, there are stages to follow. There are 4 stages in a confrontation. Okay? The first stage is called a sympathetical approach. A sympathetical approach. What's your name? Muad. Let's say Muad likes to smoke cigarettes. I want to make him stop. So I say, Muad, the first approach is soft and nice. Muad, you know smoking is bad for you. Okay? It will affect your health in the long term. You know, please, if you can, try to stop smoking. I will help you. That's the first approach. If it doesn't work, then you use the second approach, which is the critical approach. That means you go hard, still doesn't work. Third approach, the third party approach. That means you get somebody whom what respects and bring him to the table and said, let's say Chief is a chief. I tried talking to Muad, he still doesn't want to quit smoking. Can you please talk to him? So now the third party will confront him. Okay? Still doesn't work. Step number 4. Leave it alone for some time. Leave it for a few weeks, a few months, and then go back to step number 1. Step 2, step 3, step 4. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. Step 1, step... When do you stop? Huh? It depends on the relationship you have with the person. Now, if Muad was my son, would I stop? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You understand? If I know him just a few days, maybe I try 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, I say, screw it. He want to smoke and die, let him smoke and die. You understand? But if it's your brother, you won't stop. If it's your son, you won't stop. Okay? So the same in the business. If your downline is lazy, doesn't do presentations, do you confront them? Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, confrontation has some rules. Can we have the rules? There's 10 rules of confrontation. The first rule is check your emotions at the door. That means you cannot confront when you are angry. When you're angry, you confront, then it's not confrontation anymore. It's just an argument, fighting. So, like Chief said yesterday when he confronted me and number one about something, he apologized because he confronted with anger. Correct? So you cannot get angry, you cannot get emotional. So no emotions when you confront somebody. Okay? Number 2, never confront the person, always the issue. Okay? So we were not confronting Hamid. We were confronting about Hamid not sitting down. You understand? I'm not confronting him. I'm confronting him about smoking. Okay? Avoid using I and you in the discussion. Don't use I and you so much. I feel, then it's about me. It's not about me, it's about the issue. So talk more about the issue. Smoking kills, smoking destroys the planet or whatever. Smoking is bad for the children. Okay, number 3. Never argue your point for point's sake. Only lawyers do that. Discuss it instead. The objective is communication, not domination. So what both of them did just now was a discussion. He made his point and he apologized. Okay, let's not do it again. Boom, finish. Okay, because sometimes when you confront somebody and the person defends, you understand? He defends and then you argue again, then he defends, you argue again, he defends, non-stop. Number 4, this means listening as much as you talk. So when you confront somebody, you also have to listen instead of just talking. Most people when they confront, they do all the talking without listening because you don't know what the other side's point of view is. Begin with listening. The more you listen, the more effective you can become in addressing. Now this is very important that you listen more than you talk. Number 6, confrontation filled with egoism, lust, anger, hatred, jealousy, or malice, any kind bound to fail. Even pity as a motive is self-defeating object. Okay? So don't confront with anger, hatred, or jealousy. Number 7, always confront with love, failing which you can also do with kindness, compassion, even understanding. This is the best kind of confrontation. Your downline doesn't do presentations. Bro, you know, if you don't do presentations, then your network also won't do presentations. Then how is your network going to grow? How are you going to max out? Why don't you start doing presentation? That's a confrontation with love and understanding. Never digress into high tending to bring other issue in. Okay? So when you confront the person, just discuss that issue. Don't say, last month you did this also, then last year you did this, few weeks ago you did this, and then you bring 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 issues at one point. You're addressing only one issue at a time. Number 9, never forget who you're doing it for or what you're doing it for yourself. You're doing it so that that little bit of that feeling is cleared. You must clear that feeling from yourself, otherwise it goes into conflict. Number 10, be ready to compromise. Confrontation without compromise. If you find that you're getting emotional, bring a neutral party. So if you're confronting somebody and that person is getting emotional, you're getting emotional, then you must stop and bring a third party in. Somebody that both of us respect. You understand? Number 10?
Be ready to compromise.
Be ready to compromise. That means there is no winner or loser in a confrontation. You understand? If he doesn't stop smoking, I cannot say, okay, you don't stop smoking. You can get out from the team. I don't want to see you anymore. You quit. I will cancel your trekking center. You cannot. You must compromise. Okay, listen. You smoke 5 sticks a day. Why don't you reduce to 2 for a start? So you slowly compromise and eventually you make him stop. But you cannot put a rule and say, no, it's my way or the highway. This practice of confrontation must happen regularly in the network. Because we have seen so many big leaders break away. Either they quit or they join another company, or they start their own teams. Why do they do that? Because they have reached conflict. Why do they reach conflict? Because there was lack of confrontation. You understand? So small things you must confront. Because I had so many roommates and sometimes I don't like what my roommate is doing. Like 4 a.m. he's talking on the phone loudly. And you can't sleep. Should you keep quiet or confront? And confront, you don't have to follow a script or anything. Bro, I'm trying to sleep, bro. Go outside and talk or talk softly. But if you keep quiet, then that feeling is there. Inside. In many countries they say, sweep the issue under the carpet. Have you heard that? Huh? So you sweep under the carpet, then another issue you sweep under the carpet, soon the carpet will be like this. Correct? And that is what happens. Why do people get divorced? Because the issue is this much. That's why they get divorced. But if every small thing they confront, then settle. Correct? I mean, you think it's easy for me to have an upline like Chief? But then now slowly I learn how to confront. Sometimes he comes on stage and says something that is wrong. I say, you should have said that. Like yesterday he said, father and son cannot be friends. I think that's wrong. Yeah? That's my opinion. I can be good friends with my son and he will still respect me. What's wrong with that? So small things like that I confront. And he will go back and think about it. Okay, maybe he's right. But I cleared that thing. I have to clear because I confront for me so that my feeling is cleared. If crew chief does something wrong, I pick up the phone, I call him, I say, bro, you did this wrong, lah. You cannot do that. I didn't like it. He said, okay, sorry, I won't do it again. Finish. People confront me all the time. Sometimes when I get confronted, at that point I get upset. Correct? Then I go home, I think about it, I say, yeah, maybe it's true. Okay. I can change a little bit. Then I change slowly. So when somebody confronts me, I don't immediately reply. I said, okay, thank you. Go back, think about it. Next day I call, no, you're right, I'm sorry. Most common thing is when somebody confronts and you defend. Have you heard that word? They defend. Like in ISB, your shoe is not black. No, who said this one is black, but it's not black? No, you see clearly it's black. That's just an example. So many things like your wife confronts you and you defend. Your husband confronts you and you defend. Because you don't want to admit that you're wrong. Okay? But what's wrong with admitting that you're wrong? Doesn't make you weaker. Doesn't make you smaller. Only makes you stronger. Because you want to change for the better. Okay? Bala, has Dato Sri ever confronted you? Huh? all the time. And sometimes when Datusri, I've been there when Datusri confronts Bala, and Bala will just listen quietly, but I know inside he's getting angry. You know, he's getting angry. Then he goes home, he sleeps over it. Hey, maybe it's true, okay. I'll do that, I'll change a bit. It's like that. But if you keep quiet, then that feeling will grow. And one day it will explode. So don't keep quiet. Confront before conflict. That's what it means. Confront before conflict. Clear your feelings before the volcano explodes. You understand? So, in the team that y'all played games yesterday, many of you had that feeling with your teammates. Some of your teammates didn't give 100%, some were just fooling around, some were joking, and you got angry, but you kept quiet, you didn't confront. So that feeling is still there, little bit, with that person. You know? Next time the person does a mistake, boop, it grows bigger a bit. One more mistake, boop, bigger a bit. And it grows faster when the feeling is there. It's like a virus, right? So virus, one small virus is there, then it grows very fast. Then boom. Okay? So you must keep taking out that feeling. And confrontation doesn't have to be loud, with anger. When you want to confront the person, it has to be solved now. When you confront the person and you're angry, you need to just check yourself and calm down and tell the person, listen, this is not about you, but this issue needs to be addressed right away. So maybe I'm sounding angry, but I'm not angry with you. I'm angry about the situation that we are. So don't get me wrong, I'm not angry with you. Although I look angry and sound angry, but I'm not angry at you. But the situation needs to be solved now. So can we address it without getting emotional? Because we need to solve this to move forward, otherwise a lot of people will suffer. Okay, so I know you are angry also and I'm angry, but I'm telling you I am not angry with you. And then you address the issue. That's a confrontation, but it didn't involve anger or nothing. You understand? So confrontation doesn't have to be with anger. And it's not wrong to confront. If I confront you, doesn't mean I don't respect you, doesn't mean I don't love you, doesn't mean I don't care for you. I confront you because I care for you. So by you confronting somebody, you are helping the person become better. That's all.